up to 18 months of credit period. So, engage in the business of selling goods. Ang kanilang negosyo ay pagbibenta ng merchandise. Which of the following shall be presented as trade receivables for Alex Trading? Tinatanong trade receivables or those arising from the sale of goods. Since yun ang kanilang ordinary course of business. Number 1, accounts receivable for sale of goods. Yes. Number 2, receivable from petty cash custodian. That's non-trade. Number 3, rent receivable for rent of vacant space. Non-trade. Ang kanilang ordinary course of business, selling of goods. So, 1 only. Number 1, that's letter dog. Number 2, Alex presented the following at December. So, same company. Alex presented the following at December 31, 2020. Alex siya yung sa question number 1 na engage in the business of selling goods. So, for number 2, ito yung kanyang receivable. Ang tanong, what amount shall Alex present as current assets? Take note na ang tanong niya, current assets. Hindi lang basta trade receivable, kundi total current assets. Meaning, it could be trade or it could be non-trade. Let's analyze. Number 1. Sabi dito, yan na yung 2. Sabi dito, accounts receivable due in 9 months. Accounts receivable, trade receivable, the rule is current if realized within 1 year or the operating cycle, whichever is longer. Since ito ay 9 months, so number 2, ang 100,000 ay current trade. Next, accounts receivable due in 16 months. Titingnan natin kanina, ang credit period ay 18 months. So this is normal. Even if it's due in 16 months, pasok siya sa operating cycle. Trade receivable as long as part of the operating cycle, even if in excess of 1 year, current pa rin yun. Next, may tatlong rent receivable na binanggit. O may dalawang rent receivable and receivable from petty cash custodian. As determined earlier, itong tatlong to ay non-trade receivable. So, rent receivable due in 9 months, non-trade, straightforward rule. It's current if it's due in 1 year or within 1 year. So, that's current but non-trade. Next, rent receivable due in 16 months. Since rent receivable is non-trade, straightforward rule, if it's non-current, if it's beyond 1 year. Lampas to ng 1 year, so non-trade, non-current, 50,000. Then lastly, receivable from petty cash custodian for petty cash fund shortage. Ang question, is it current or non-current? Bilang non-trade ito. So dito napapasok yung ating assumption sa PASS. Ano yung PASS? P, PDIC receivable. A, advances to affiliates. S, security deposit. Last S, subscriptions receivable. Yung apat na yon, non-trade that are assumed to be non-current. Kung silent. In excess of those 4, ang non-trade, current. Kaya itong receivable from petty cash custodian, hindi naman to pass, non-trade ito, therefore ang assumption, current ito. Kaya, sa number 2, ang sagot natin, letter, o add natin. Current trade, 250,000. Current non-trade, 21,000. Kasi ang tanong nga kanina, total current assets. No distinction as to whether trade or non-trade. Basta total lang na current. So we will pick up 250 from trade and 21,000 from non-trade, total of 271,000. Yun na nga yung number 2, letter C. Next question, number 3. So, medyo mahaba ito. Ang tanong sa number 3, what is the total amount of trade receivables? Trade receivables ang tanong. So, please, kasi mahaba ito, gawa ng paraan na makita or mahawakan nyo yung inyong mga handouts, maklaro itong mga to. Iisa-isahin natin. So this is our solution. Number 1, accounts receivable, 40% due in 15 months. Accounts receivable, that's trade receivable. Even if dito sa 80,000, 40% due in 15 months, ang assumption natin dahil trade receivable to, parte pa rin yun ng operating cycle. That's the assumption because this is trade receivable. Which means, kasi wala nang ibang binanggit, which means the entire 80,000, 60% due in 12 months or less than 12 months, and then 40% due in 15 months, all of these will be presented as current asset. Kasi trade receivable assumption, everything falls within the operating cycle. Next, account receivable determined as worthless. Can you remember earlier? If it's worthless, it should be written off. Ano nga entry? Kalimutan na lahat. Debit, allowance for bad debts, credit, accounts receivable. Remove from the books. So since dito, naghahanap tayo ng mga items for receivable, wala na to. Wala na tong receivable na worthless. So we will not present that receivable. Next, account receivable due in 2 years, but keyword special, under a special arrangement. Yes, this is a trade receivable, but since this is due in 2 years under a special arrangement or special agreement, then we will assume that this is not part of the normal operating cycle. Kaya nga may word na special, not a normal credit term. So again, this is trade receivable but non-current, 20,000. Kasi under special arrangement, it is realizable or due in 2 years. Next, account receivable denominated in foreign currency. Nabanggit natin to sa lesson 1, kamag-anak ni cash, ang accounts receivable ay ano rin, monetary asset. And if monetary assets are denominated in foreign currency, according to what standard? PAS 21, it shall be converted or translated using the closing rate. So, ilang dollars ba yun? $1,000, and we will need the closing rate. What's the closing rate at year end? 42. So, what's $1,000 times 42? It's accounts receivable, so it's trade, it's current, that's 42,000. Kung titingnan natin yung problem, 45. Katulad sa cash kanina, mag-a-attempt yung problem na magbigay ng amount, wag natin diretso pick upin. Kailangan i-recalculate natin bilang monetary assets tong mga to. Next, loans to officers, non-trade. Due in 15 months, lampas 1 year, straightforward rule. If it's beyond 1 year, non-trade, that's non-current. So non-trade, non-current, 25,000. Next, advances to employees, non-trade receivable. Pero dahil hindi ito PAS or hindi PASS na assumed non-current, therefore, ang advances to employees na 12,000 assumed current. So, ganun yung application ng PAS. Kung hindi PAS ang non-trade, current. Next, advances to affiliated entities. Advances to affiliated entities, isa yan sa PAS. The A in PAS, advances to affiliate, subsidiaries, and parent entity. So, dahil parte yon ng PAS, we'll present it as non-current. That's 30,000. Next, advances from customers. Take note, the word here is from. Advances to are receivables, but advances from, these are payables, current liabilities. natanggap natin from customers, hindi pa naman natin na-deliver yung goods or na-render ang service, so liab to, hindi natin isasama. Next, interest receivable, non-trade, since hindi part ng PASS, interest receivable, current. That's 5,000. Next, subscriptions receivable, silent, ang assumption, non-current, part of the PASS. But there's a twist. If the subscriptions receivable is non-current, how do we present the receivable? Contra equity. Equity section deducted from the related subscribed shares. Kaya, hindi rin ito presented as asset. Next, security deposit received on the operating lease contract, non-trade, part of PASS. Security deposit, non-trade, part of PASS, non-current, 16,000. So ang tanong, total amount of trade receivables, we have 80 and 42, current 122, and 20,000. Although presented non-current, ang tanong lang naman, trade receivables, we have, add muna natin, current dito 17, sa kabila non-trade 25 plus 30 plus 16, 71,000. So for number 3, total trade receivable, we have 142,000. Number 3, letter boy, 142,000. Number 4, ang tinatanong, total non-trade receivable. So that's 17,000 plus 71,000. That's 88,000. Number 4, letter boy. Total non-trade, 88,000. Number 5, ang tanong sa number 5, total current receivable. So total current receivable, take current from trade and current from non-trade. 122,000 plus 17,000, that's 139,000. Number 5, boy. Number 6 naman, ang tanong, total non-current receivable. Total non-current, take 20 from non-trade, then 71 from, 20 from trade, then 71 from non-trade, total is 91,000. Number 6, letter boy. O ngayon, sa number 7, pansinin niyo yung tanong. What total amount shall be presented for the line item trade and other receivables? First line item na binanggit natin earlier, cash and cash equivalents, or for banking entities, cash and other cash items. O ngayon, ang next line item sa PAS1, trade and other receivables. Mag-ingat, pag tinanong line item which is trade and other receivables, pag yan ang nasa tanong, ang trade and other receivables, usually that's the second line item, and yung caption na yan would mean total current receivables. Kasi ang assumption natin sa trade, all falling within the normal operating cycle. Current yun. So pag dinugtungan, trade and other receivables, current and other current assets. Ganun yung effect niya. Okay? Again, trade and other receivables, if that's the caption, that's the line item. Second line item usually, current assets yan. Since current assets ang tanong, yung kanina, 122 plus 17, 139,000, letter boy. Bantayan nyo na, trade and other receivables, na caption as a line item, ano yan? Current assets. Next, question number 8. Consider the following data for Maria Company at the end of the year. Unang tanong, total current receivables. So, isa-isahin natin. Accounts receivable collectible in 12 to 18 months. This is a trade receivable. We will assume that this falls within the operating cycle. Current, 100,000. Interest receivable, non-trade, pero dahil hindi ito PAS or PASS, current, 20,000. Advances from customers, again, from advances from others, payable yon, hindi kasama. Security deposit, non-trade, refundable in 18 months. More than 1 year if non-trade, non-current, 50,000. Next, loans to officers, loans to, advances to, receivable, payable in equal annual installments for 4 years, which means 80,000 divided by 4 years, 20,000 per year. The first annual installment to start next year. Non-trade ito. So magiging current lang kapag realizable within 1 year. Since yung 80,000, may 20,000 na realizable next year, yung 20,000 na yon for next year, current by the end of this year. And the remaining 60,000 would be non-current. So for current, we have 100,000 plus 20,000 plus 20,000, 140,000, letter C. For non-current, that's 50,000 and 60,000, 110,000. Yun yung tanong sa number 9. Total non-current receivable, 110,000. Number 9, Apple. Number 10. How shall advances to officers be presented in the statement of financial position? So, ito na. Pag silent yung problem, PASS. Kasi kung wala talagang binabanggit sa problem, yung PASS na non-trade, wala tayong choice but to assume and present them as non-current. However, ito number 10, theory ito. In theory, non-trade receivables can be current or non-current. So in number 10, advances to officers, that's non-trade receivable. Advances to others. Advances to officers, non-trade. Again, yung ating PASS, ito na nga sila. Sila yung ating assumed non-current in problems na wala na tayong ibang mababasa kundi nagbigay lang ng amount. But in theory, pwede yan silang maging current, pwede ring non-current. Ganun din sa iba. So advances to officers, theory naman to, non-trade, pwedeng current, pwedeng non-current. If collectible within 1 year, current. If collectible with beyond 1 year, non-current. So, ito, number 10, letter C, current ito. Or non-current, depende sa realization. Next, number 11. Which of these shall be presented as current assets? Number 1. Inventories that are sold or consumed as bilog, part of the normal operating cycle. Yes, because inventories are trade assets. Sila yung bumubuo sa ating normal operating cycle, but are not expected to be realized within 12 months after the reporting period. Even so, since inventories are part of the normal operating cycle, trade assets, current pa rin yun sila, kahit lumalampas. Number 2, ayun may sagot na nga. Number 2, analyze natin, trade receivables that are realized beyond 12 months. Trade receivables, still part of the normal operating cycle, a trade asset, after the reporting date but are realized as part of the normal operating cycle. Again, cash, inventories, receivables, these are trade assets, all comprising the normal operating cycle. Kahit lumalampas sa 12 months, current pa rin. So both 1 and 2. Number, maulit lang no? Or number 12, sorry, number 12. Hindi pala naulit. O, balik natin eh. Number 12. When are trade receivables presented as current? Trade receivables ito, so they are presented as current if they are realized within 1 year or the normal operating cycle, whichever is longer. So the 12-month rule and the OC rule. ayun na, dahil trade receivable, letter C. Next, number 13. When are non-trade receivables presented as current? This time, it's a non-trade receivable, straightforward rule, current if presented within or if realizable within 1 year. So current only when the entity can realize them 1 year from the reporting date, the length of the operating cycle notwithstanding, meaning hindi relevant yung operating cycle rule. So number 13, boy. 14, what is the role of the operating cycle in financial reporting? For trade assets, the operating cycle will say or state or dictate that the trade asset can still be current even if the realization date is in excess of 1 year. Mali yung A, it fixes the period of the cycle to 12 months. That's not true. The assumption is 12 months, but the operating cycle could be more than 12 months. Sagot natin, letter dog. It serves as a guide in presenting many assets as current even though they are expected to be realized beyond 1 year. And what assets are those? We're referring to trade assets. The operating cycle has an important role in presentation of trade assets. Number 15. When a credit sale occurring on December 20, that's the transaction date, is denominated in foreign currency and collectible on January 10 of the following year, the resulting receivable is measured on December 31 at credit sale giving rise to account receivable, monetary asset. If denominated in foreign currency, anong rule? Past 21, monetary asset in foreign currency shall be translated at the closing rate. Closing rate or December 31. So the exchange rate on December 31, the end of the reporting date, that's letter boy. 15, letter boy. 16, receivables denominated in foreign currency are measured at each reporting date at the closing exchange rate because they are, for what reason? Past 21, monetary assets. Number 16, letter C. 17. Subscriptions receivable on subscribed preference shares, if due in 18 months from the end of the reporting period, is presented in what section of the balance sheet? Subscriptions receivable presented in what section of the balance sheet? If due in 18 months, pag non-current ang subscriptions receivable, ignoring the operating cycle, then the subscriptions receivable will not be presented as a non-current asset but contra equity. So, ignore natin yung 18 months na OC kasi non-trade yung receivable. And since it's due in 18 months, then it's presented in the equity section. Letter C.